and saw a girl I connected with on LinkedIn. That's hype. I've jerked off to a LinkedIn profile before. It just gets like that, man. You guys ever jerked off to a Venmo profile picture? That's when it's fucking tough, dude. When you're looking at Venmo profile pictures, let me tell you something. You're in a dark place. What about a TikTok PFP? No, that's not as degenerate. Well, I guess specifically a PFP is pretty degenerate, but usually if they have a TikTok PFP, then they usually have TikTok videos. I saw a meme a long time ago. It's like, I just jerked off to her Snapchat Bitmoji. It fucking hurts so bad. I used to have a Prius in 10th grade. I used to have a Prius in 12th grade, and it was a very reliable vehicle. It was a Prius C. It was black and lime green. The C stood for cuck. Did you know what upsets me? So on my YouTube stream, or I guess on my Twitch, they call me the Crustacean King, right? On YouTube, it's Crustacean Cuck. And I tried to make that my thing on Twitch, but cuck is like a banned word. It's fucked up. Sneeko trying to censor it. The word cuck's been banned for a while at this point. It got banned at the same time as virgin did. Banned, quote unquote. Seen the Sneeko drama? What's your take on it? What, drama? Like him beefing with Moist Critical? Or something more specific than that? Or are you saying just Sneeko as a whole? I think Sneeko's a bit of a dumb idiot. I think he's a bit of a dumb idiot. Which is not necessarily a bad thing. But I find that dumb idiots are more willing to listen to people. And he just happens to listen to either bigger or dumber idiots, or people who are, like, maliciously smart. Villainously intelligent, if you will. The whole shit was comedy. He got mad at being called a cuck when he was, yes. It doesn't feel good being a cuck. Have you seen the Gross Gore cuck video? That shit's comedy, too. Actual work of art. He still doesn't like being called a cuck, even though he literally is one. Let alone, I mean, at least Sneeko could be like, that was only one time, and he can cope that way. But Gross Gore is like a proud cuck. What's up, fellas? I'm here to tell you about the greatest cucking experience of my life. Actually, I think you can get banned for watching this video on Twitch. At least that's what I've heard, but I had the best cuckold experience. 300k views. 33 minutes long. 33. It's hilarious. Give it a watch if you haven't. I'm just confused as to how cucks exist. Alright, let me break it down for you. So basically, they have a loved one, right? And what they do is they enjoy it immensely when that loved one gets plowed by somebody else. I think about this a lot, where what's the distinction between being a cuck and watching porn, right? Because you're essentially just watching someone else get plowed and jerking off to it, okay? Right? And I'm like, well, it's different because it's not a loved one. But I just had an epiphany where if you have a favorite porn star, isn't that like it's now kind of the same thing? If anything, it's even kind of worse because now you have this like parasocial relationship with this girl or guy that you literally don't know exists, and you really enjoy watching them get plowed by somebody. Or is it more of like it's an art thing where you're like, I just really appreciate the craft. Not always. You're not always right. Every porn video is not always your favorite porn star, right? But if you have a favorite porn star or a porn star that you prefer, that is the case, isn't it? Or are you guys gonna tell me, you sit there and tell me that it's just because you think they're good actors? My favorite doesn't have anything with another guy. Yeah, you're the guy. I think you're maybe misunderstanding what I'm trying to say. It doesn't matter if they have another guy. Cucking doesn't always necessarily have to be another guy. That's your fictitious woman. Think so? Oh, like solo stuff is what you're saying. I see. In the case of solo stuff, then I think you're okay. Yeah. If it's like they're using a dildo or whatever, then yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. Sure. Fine. You can cope like that if you want. This game sucks. Does this change if it's POV? I reckon that maybe it does. Well, let me ask you this. If you're a cuckold, does it change if it's POV? Like an actual cuckold. Do you view them as not as much of a cuckold if it's PO if they just put they rest their head on the other dude's shoulder? Like, let's say maybe you have like erectile dysfunction and you want to pretend that it's you know? You're living vicariously. Well, that's what you're living vicariously in real life, right? We need our top scientists on this. What about JOI? JOI is generally solo, so that's not cuckold. It's beyond cuckold. True. POV is beyond cuckold. We've settled it. Where's Joe Rogan when you need him? True. The people's champ. He is the greatest philosopher of our time. That's a fact. People don't talk about that enough. You know, back in the good old days, they had Voltaire, Robespierre, you know, Diogenes. But now, we have them all beat. With Joe motherfucking Rogan. I like when Joe Rogan has people on. I don't watch him at all, personally. But I like when he has people on, and then they say stuff, and all of the comments are like, this dude's fucking lying. And dude, sometimes it's the most harmless shit, too. Where it's like, this guy will be like, yeah, sometimes I'll eat raw beef that's like a couple days old. And they're like, what a bunch of horse shit. I always like when I see videos of people who talk about how, like, humans don't follow, like, the laws of nature and stuff. And I always love those videos because they're talking about, like, hunting your own food, farming your own produce. But whenever I hear someone say that, I always think of, like, walruses who, like, borderline fight to the death to see who, like, gets laid. You have to, like, fight for the alpha beach position, and the alpha gets to, like, mate with all the walruses. Like, let's do that. I'm down for that. I'm cool. Like, let's do that. There should be, like, the day that humans decide to go for a mental pecking order rather than a physical one, that's when things start going downhill. If you don't do that, I guess I'm not cool like you. You want to mate with walruses. I don't think I've ever fought anybody. I've never fought a stranger. There's been times where I've gotten into, like, little tussles. Or maybe little wrestling matches with people I know. But, hey, some of those walruses be curvy, man. I like sometimes I'll get videos on my For You page of, like, elephants. And you always think of, like, elephant, you can, like, picture an elephant. You, like, you know, in the Nat Geo, it's got, like, the gray skin and all that stuff. But, like, in the video, this elephant's cock was out. And it was actually, unironically, dragging across the floor. Like, it was... Yeah, everyone, like, makes the joke about how, like, oh, I have, like, a third leg and, like, whatever. I got this, like, huge schlong. It actually looks like... It was insane. You're, like... You almost think it's, like, a deformity. But he's just got it like that. You wanna know what's even... You wanna know what's even crazier? You wanna talk about human dicks for a second? I'm in a cadaver lab. And, sometimes... I don't know, maybe sometimes isn't the word. But basically, we have this dissected penis that we just keep in a box in the fridge. And so usually what happens is once you're done with the cadaver, they just send it back. They just send it back to the families and the bodies get cremated, right? But for whatever reason, they forgot to send back the dick. And I don't know if you guys have ever gotten a cremated family member. You're not exactly going to notice a dick's worth of ash is missing from your urn. So they just kind of kept it. They're not supposed to, but they just kind of did. And, like, all the TAs have a joke about how, like, oh, like, this will give you dick envy. Because it's admittedly a pretty huge penis, right? The problem, okay, here's the problem. Is that the dick, it's from head to taint. That's my... It's... No shit you fucking get... what did I just say? No wonder you're getting, like, body shamed by this foot. If I measured my dick from head to taint, it would be huge, too. That doesn't count. Whatever, dude. Fucking woke mind virus. You guys ever meet someone where it's a couple that has the same name? That shit's weird. It's like, I don't know. I don't think I could handle dating someone who has the same name as me. Or would I? Because I actually have a pretty unisex name, IRL, that it's not, like, totally out of the realm of possibility. It would still be pretty odd. I'd probably have to look for it, but I know a dude who's dating someone who has the same name as his mom. Yeah, that shit's strange. I know a guy who dated a girl who has the same name as his sister. And, like, I mean, yeah, I get it. Like, it's, you know, the different thing, and it's a different person. It's not like your sister. It's still, like, If I had the choice between dating someone who had the same name as my mom and dating someone who didn't have the same name as my mom, I would definitely opt for not having the same name as my mom. Luckily, my mom has a pretty rare name, so I think I'll be okay. The person you were interested in had the same name as your mom was hotter. Was hotter than my mom? I don't know about you, but me personally, I don't necessarily, when I'm looking at potential mates, I don't sit there and go, is this person hotter than my mom, though? What's wrong with you?